it's really living in a place of surrender, and that it isn't always easy, like, because this flesh, this body that we live in, wants to do its own thing sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't want this. I want sex. I want a, you know what I mean? I want a girlfriend. I want money, like, I want to have some comfort. And like, when you're living surrendered, sometimes that's not God's plan for you. Hey guys, what's up? Today is Friday, May 10th, I believe. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, sitting outside. Wanted to do a vlog before I head out for the evening. It's probably about 5:30 p.m. here, so it means it's 8:30 p.m. back in Baltimore, or at least getting close to 8:30 p.m. So wanted to jump right in, trying to stay consistent with this, and a lot of good stuff happening to talk about. So like I said, I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm on a little road trip. This is the third city in less than a week, or about a week, I guess. And it's fun. It's really cool. Phoenix is a beautiful place. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. It makes me wonder why I'm living in Baltimore. So it's very nice out here. The weather's been mild. I hear it gets hot, but it's not hot now. It's actually kind of breezy and nice. But so I started my trip in Houston. Flew into Houston last Thursday. I'm on this Operation EMT, Enlarge My Territory, where I am going to different cities where people have either expressed interest, where there's a lot of interest for starting the City Fam, or a lot of activity already. So the three cities that I've visited, Houston, Dallas, and now Phoenix, there's been groups meeting. Dallas actually is the exception. They haven't actually met. They're just starting to meet now. But that's why I decided to go there, just to kind of visit the people, help them get off the ground, bring some excitement and some enthusiasm, maybe get to meet with some local media, or do podcasts or whatever I can, just to create buzz to help them get started. And it's really working. This was kind of the plan. If you've watched any of my vlogs for any length of time, this is what I talked about doing, and it's working. Like, I went to Houston about a month ago and really didn't know what to expect. I went more for R&R, I guess, than anything. But when I got there, it was like right from the moment I got there, God met me, and just things started to roll. And the group gelled. They came together, and now they've already had their first social event, and they're doing their first service event next Saturday. So it's good. It's really good, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I always try to share my heart a little bit, where I'm at personally, before I get into all the minutia of what's happening with the organization. So I was at an event. I see Michael Polk is watching. He was actually at the event. He came to the first City Fam Houston social event with me. It was at this piano bar. Anyway, it was a good time. There was a girl there. There was this beautiful girl I saw. She wasn't with our group. There was a lot of beautiful girls with our group too, but there was a girl I noticed, and I just for whatever reason, I noticed her, and I kind of got off into my head thinking, like, it made me depressed, actually. I guess it made me depressed because I just had thought, I thought to myself, like, I want a normal life. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm doing isn't necessarily normal. Like, I'm on a mission, and I really am passionate about what I'm doing. But for a moment there, I for whatever reason, I saw this girl, and I thought, it'd be nice to have a normal life. You know what I mean? And it depressed me. And I guess it's because, like, I feel like I have it so far in neutral right now when it comes to all of that, as far as dating goes. Not only like who to date, but when to date. Like, I really have it in complete neutral, where I'm letting God tell me who and when. Not just who, but also when, because the who could be in my life right now for all I know. But maybe he just hasn't opened my eyes to her because it's not time yet. Maybe I have to go build City Fams and get this thing off the ground, or the stuff with my book, or maybe it has more impact, me being a single guy versus me being coupled up. And and sometimes that's hard, you know, like just to keep it in neutral, because it's really living in a place of surrender, you know, and that it isn't always easy, you know, like because this flesh, this body that we live in, wants to do its own thing sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't want this. I want sex. I want a, you know what I mean? I want a girlfriend. I want money, you know, like I want to have some comfort, and like when you're living surrendered, sometimes that's not God's plan for you. You know what I mean? Like I'm extremely fulfilled, but I'm not always happy, if that makes sense. Like to me, it's like happiness and fulfillment are kind of like are opposites, you know, like there were times where I was really happy, you know, before, but I wasn't fulfilled. You know, I wasn't fulfilled because I wasn't the best version of myself, I guess. And now I'm extremely fulfilled, but I'm not always happy. You know, it's hard. There's definitely a sacrifice that goes into this. But what I do know is the longer that I stay in the will of God and I stay in the center of his will, even when it's hard, even when I don't feel like it, the more fruit I produce. You know, like right now, my life is bearing a lot of fruit, and it's getting better and better. It's really now starting to really, you know, pick up speed exponentially just in like the last month even. And, but it, you know, it's been like, you know, I liken a lot of it to bodybuilding, you know, or, you know, getting in great physical shape. Like sometimes when you start dieting, you don't see the results right away, you know, like especially if you're really big, you know what I mean? If you're carrying a lot of body fat, you might not see the results right away. You ain't gonna have a six-pack overnight. But at some point, you start to dial it in, and you really start to see the results. And I guess that's how I look at my spiritual walk, where now, after a long, you know, pretty long journey of doing the right thing, or at least, you know, mostly, I'm not perfect. I'm starting to see some really good results, and it's exciting. So, you know, it definitely hasn't been easy. I was thinking about it the other day, like, you know, I'm personally, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bend the world to my will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the world the way it is, and I'm like, I'm not accepting it, you know? And that's not easy, to try to make the world a different place and try to bend it to my will. You know, like I want to make it the way I want it to be, or the way it would make me comfortable to live in, which is like, you know what I mean? Like, rather than just sitting back and accepting, okay, well, that's just the way things are. I heard a quote the other day. It said, I think it was in the 4-Hour Workweek, a book that I'm listening to, and it said something along the lines of, the reasonable man accepts the world the way it is. The unreasonable man doesn't accept the world the way it is. It says, so all progress is because of the unreasonable man, because and I feel like that's kind of me, you know, like, or a lot of the people in City Fam, because we're like, no, this doesn't have to be the way it is. This shouldn't be the way that it is. We're going to change things. And, you know, shout out to all my City Fam people that are in the fight with me. We're doing it, you know, like, and other people are taking notice now in other cities, and they're like, man, you're right. Like, we want to do this too. And they're mobilizing. So right now we have Houston, Texas. It's rolling. Those guys are excited. They're up to 120 members in 5 weeks, which is amazing. Like, that's really fast growth, and they're really excited. Like, went down there. They had their first social event. Personally, I went to Lakewood on Sunday morning. I got a chance to go to Lakewood Church. Joel Osteen was there, but then I found out the guest speaker was Stephen Furtick, which was like bonus. It was really cool. Heard an amazing message. It was right on time for where I'm at. I really woke up that morning not feeling so hot. Like, I was just a little down. I think it was because I was depressed the night before, like I told you, with this, seeing that girl and just, you know, wanting a normal life for a minute. But I heard a message that really spoke to me, and man, I felt great walking out of there. And it's amazing how, you know, I posted something that said feelings aren't facts. My feelings will change like the wind sometimes. You know, I'll feel one way, but if I do the right, like I might be depressed, but if I go to the gym, I'll walk out of the gym and I feel good. You know what I mean? Or I might feel like I did when I went to church, but by the time I got out, man, I was on top of the world. So that was really cool. And then we actually are now working with a church in Houston called Regeneration. and they love it. They love City Fam. We went to that, they had a really small gathering on Sunday, and they just want to plug in with us. They want to send people to our service events and maybe even our social events, and they just kind of want to be part of what we're doing because they really see the vision now. And it's cool because it's the first church that is actually given us a stamp of approval. They actually let me speak on Sunday to their group, and they were all like very pro City Fam, and they're like, this is what we believe we're supposed to be doing right now. So it's exciting because we know that this is the first of many other healthy organizations. Again, we're not faith-based, but we do believe that by partnering with healthy communities, healthy organizations, that we're going to be able to accomplish our mission, because you got to get people that care about people involved. Because that's what this is all about. This is about helping people up, become the best version of themselves, and that takes manpower. It takes people that care about people. So we're really excited about it. We went and saw Breakthrough with the group down there. We went and saw a movie Sunday night, and then we went to Dallas in the morning, on Monday morning. So we got to Dallas Monday. We had a dinner lined up with the group there. It was about 8 or 9 people, and just talked about City Fam and the future and the vision of where we believe we're going. And then we all went out and did karaoke after at this gay bar, and it was a lot of fun. Like we didn't know it was a gay bar till we got there, but it didn't matter. It was the only place doing karaoke on a Monday night in Dallas, and just had a freaking blast, and really kind of showed them down there, like, the goal was really just to go out and have some fun. But what I feel like it accomplished in hindsight was it showed them what they might be missing in their lives, because it's okay to, just because we're doing the right thing and we're on this good path doesn't mean we have to be lame. It doesn't mean we can't have fun. And that's really what I think, what more even than the meeting, when they got together and we were all singing and just having a good time, that they really just kind of like bonded. And now they're like already setting the date for their first meeting, and they're going to start. So they're going to start the Truth About Sex curriculum, the 8-week curriculum, and then they'll start the squad curriculum, which is a separate curriculum, which is City Fam. So the Truth About Sex is something that I developed, which is for the people that are reaching out to me from YouTube or social media or whatever. They go through that, and then they advance to the City Fam curriculum, where they do the squad. And that's more about learning the DNA of City Fam and what it takes to run a chapter. So shout out to Billy Lofton for developing that. You did a great job. I also want to shout out to Dixie Keel and Ama Martinez for being rock stars and not being scared. Both of them said, we do not do karaoke, but yet they were up there singing. So, but they're also the girls that'll be running things on the ground in Dallas. So very excited about that. Phoenix, tonight we have they've been doing a study here in Phoenix. They've been doing the Truth About Sex, and they're on, I think, their 5th week, or hold on, wait. They're on chapters 5 and 6, I think. So that would be week 3. Anyway, I'm going to a pizza shop in about 20 or 30 minutes to meet there for the book study. Probably going to do some Q&A. We're going to talk about City Fam in the future, and then we're also going to go out and do karaoke after. I'm actually going to go live on YouTube at about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 10 p.m. in Baltimore. So if you want to, see what's going on, maybe you want to even ask a question, feel free to check me out on YouTube at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock. It's the channel name is at Rob B. Kowalski, and you can see it live. So, but yeah, Phoenix is rolling. They are as excited as any chapter that I've ever seen. Lisa Risto is a great leader here. She's been a phenomenal hostess for us, and she's just pumped. She believes in it so much. She sees the future, and she's going to be a great chapter lead. So it's very exciting. And they started out with 6 people in their group the first week. Last week they had 16, or no, they had 14, I think, and then tonight they're supposed to have 16 or more. So the group's actually been growing as they go. So they got a lot of momentum, and we met with the Grand Canyon University yesterday. Sat down with them, told them all about City Fam, told them about the curriculum. They really like what we're doing, and they said that they want to start a club on the campus. So, I guess they have clubs for, Future Farmers of America. They have all kinds of clubs, but they don't have any clubs that are talking about sex. And, it's an important topic, you know, to be honest. And they were like, yeah, they really saw value in it and want to kind of get it off the ground. Our thought is it when, not if, when we develop that, what that looks like for helping a club get started on a college campus, then we can roll that out to other college campuses throughout the country, because, you know, it's important. You get a lot of young people that are away from home for the first time, and they're eked up. You know what it's like to be young, right? And nobody's probably ever talked to them about this stuff, about where the real practical value is in waiting. Imagine someone goes to college, a girl, and she gets pregnant and she has to drop out of college, you know? Like, that's real deal stuff that happens. I am in a retirement community in Phoenix, Arizona, by the way. We got a place on VRBO, and I tell you, it's awesome. I love it here. It's so cool. Like, there's all these people riding around in golf carts, and they have like movie nights, and they have, you know, dinner together, and it's really like community, you know? It's awesome. I'm like, what a cool way to live. I actually probably only need to be a few years older than I am right now to move in. So that's exciting. But anyway, lots of good stuff has happened in Phoenix. And yeah, so keep us in prayer for all that. So what else? I'm working on a course for Why Waiting Works with a guy named Bertrand. Someone that reached out to me on Facebook, really cool dude that lives in Maryland actually, and want to kind of help people navigate the wait, you know, how to use their time off successfully, how to do it successfully. It's definitely not something that's easy to do. I've had long, you know, stretches of abstinence, but it's not easy, you know, to do, and want to help people do that if that's what they're striving to do. Once they read the book, they see the practicality in it. Want to help them, set them up for success. So the group does that, but not everybody has the option to get in the group or has the ability to gather people. So working on a course that I'll probably going to announce as soon as next week. What else? I think that's it. Really, you guys, again, I'll be on YouTube Live in probably about an hour and a half. So if you want to check it out, feel free to tune in. Otherwise, I'll be back in Baltimore on Thursday, and I'll do another vlog then. And I think I'm going to tomorrow we're supposed to go to Sedona, the Red Rocks of Sedona, and we're going to meet Rich Geit, who many of y'all probably will know that name. He actually lives in Prescott now, about 2 hours away, and he's a tour guide. He's going to take us on a hike on Sunday. So I'm pretty excited. You know, it's definitely a working vacation, but there is some downtime. Yes, retirement community. Senior combo at their movie nights. Yes, exactly, Kimmy. Anyway, all right, love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching my video on YouTube. I wanted to take a moment here at the end to tell you about something that is not only important to me, it's important to the world. Recently, I wrote a book entitled Why Waiting Works: How Fast Sex Prevents Us from Finding True Love and Long-Term Happiness. It has an average 5-star review on Amazon, and it's written so practically that even readers that didn't agree with my stance on waiting have told me it caused them to reevaluate their lives. So if you or anyone you know is single, or if you or anyone you know is in a physical relationship and not married, I am imploring you to pick up a copy of my book. It literally will take you a maximum of 4 hours to read it and has the potential to change the course of your life. It's one thing to do something that you don't completely understand. It's a whole different thing to do something when you know exactly why you're doing it. And that's what my book is really doing for people. So I just want to thank you in advance. Again, this is something that's important to me, but it's even more important for the rest of the world. And I could really use your help to get the message out. Thank you.